just a really good team win over a very good team. I think those guys do a great job. Two interior guys that are a load to try to guard one-on-one, so we were trying to swarm it out of there a little bit, and they're still really good, really productive. Run a lot of nice stuff with misdirections to give them opportunities, and then we had several times got up and they never quit. They kept fighting, kept getting right back in a game and took the lead down there at the stretch. I'm just really happy for our guys. It's a long trip, and you're up here a week, and it's cold and it's dark a lot, but these guys handled the adversity and the disappointment of Wednesday night and came back, and I thought fought very, very hard against two good teams and came up with wins. And we're a couple buckets away from being 7-0, but we also could have lost a couple of these games too. So we are what we are, and we can get a lot better. That's one thing that I'm really excited about. We kind of take turns making mistakes at the defensive end and not being locked in as we need to there. Even when we're not real smooth on the offensive end, we have guys that can score and several guys that do that, not like these two guys up here. So just really pleased and love coming to Alaska. It's a beautiful place, Anchorage. Just the people are the best, and we had a great time here, and we're just very thankful that we had the opportunity to play here.
Greg, when it came down to the winning plays, the defense was there on Pepperdine's last possession. Talk about that.
Well, I give Coach Belcher a lot of credit. You know, these guys, we watch a lot of tape. You know, and he's up late last night. This is tournament basketball. You don't have time to sleep. You get your job done and do it the right way. And in that last timeout, he told the guys exactly what they were going to do, and we took it away from them. They had to burn a timeout. We were just talking about whether you foul them or not, you know, on either one of those last two possessions. So my staff does an unbelievable job preparing these guys, and when these guys listen and carry out our game plan, we're pretty good.
Jake, you were able to drive their zone and get a bucket there about 25 seconds. You know, just talk about, were you trying to get it to a point where you could get maybe a 2-for-1? It was a little late, but, you know, just talk about your rationale on that play.
Well, that's exactly how Coach drew it up. We wanted to kind of do a ball screen towards the middle of the floor, and they were switching it and kind of going under, so I got to beat them. But yeah, we wanted to go quick because we were down one, so if we missed it, we had an opportunity to foul them and get more possessions in the game. So yeah, they drew up that play exactly how it was, and we were able to execute.
Can you talk about, you know, when it came down to it, you know, the toughness may not have been there for all 40 minutes, but for that last 30 seconds it was. You know, just talk about what that means to moving forward and you know, getting this team to be better over a 40-minute stretch.
Yeah, well, what was nice was they came back and took the lead, and we didn't crumble. You know, we bounced back. We feel like we could have done that a couple more times earlier in this year in this tournament, and we didn't. So it's nice to be able to be on top of one of these close games like this, and it's something that we can build on. We want to do after we lost the first game, the best we could finish to win the next two, and that's what we were able to do. So we got a little bit of momentum going, a little confidence going to carry over next week.
Can you, Jake? I'll ask him in a second, but could you talk about Justin's role? You know, when he's going in the paint, you guys are very difficult to stop, and he was definitely going early in this game. You know, just talk about the effect he has on the offense in particular, and you know, that you get that inside-out game going, and it's tough to stop.
Yeah, he makes it easy for us. He makes it really easy for me. 7 for 9. I mean, that's enough said. Throw the ball in there, let him do some work. He's a great player. He's developed so much over the last 2 years, and we've been going to him, you know, basically as a number one option, trying to get him to the ball, because we know he's going to kick out. He had 4 assists today, led the team in assists too, 14 assists. So we know he's going to do what he's got to do down there, and he's going to help us facilitate on offense if we feed it to him. But if they don't double him, then it's going to be a bucket. So he's going to cause some mismatches, and he's going to cause some double teams this year, and it's going to open up other guys on the floor. So we're going to keep feeding the ball, and he'll keep working out.
Justin, can you talk about that and talk about what you worked on in the offseason? You know, your post, you look a lot more confident in your post moves and you know, and just finishing by the basket. You know, just talk about what you worked on to kind of get to that point.
Well, yeah, working in the offseason with Coach Lou and the rest of the big guys, we knew having Big Mike out, we were going to need to work on our post game and, you know, try to get that post presence in there since, you know, losing Mike was a big hit for us. So we put a lot of stress on that, especially on our individuals. During the offseason, just working on our post game and our inside out game, being able to make moves and face up, but being able to also pass out to the open man when the doubles come and they dig down on us and get open shots for the wings.
Greg, can you talk about Justin a little bit? And to me, it looks like there's, the ability to finish in the paint with some of the the head fakes and the post moves just seems dramatically better than it was last season.
Yeah, I mean Justin's a good post player. He's always been a good post player. It's just that he's a skilled guy that can shoot, pass, and dribble as well. So guys like that tend to want to do that more than anything else, and we're going to utilize him in there. The ball should go through him. Obviously, Jake's going to facilitate, DeJuan will facilitate, but the ball needs to touch him in the inside and on a pretty good percentage, because he's going to pass it, give it up if he doesn't have the plays. Like Jake said, it breaks down the defense a little bit for him if you go inside out. I commend him. He's put in a lot of hard work, and he's worked on his body. He's gotten more competitive and more resilient on some things, and he's as good. He can be as good as he wants to be, and I tell him that. He knows that, and he's continued to work and get better. And he's a huge key for us. I know that, because when he's good, we're pretty good.
When you look at the defense, I know you want to get better, and is it maddening that it doesn't seem like it's any one player, it's not any one scheme, it's somebody different every time down the floor. I was watching, and I couldn't put my finger on any one player. I mean, in a way you can work on that, but it's also got to be a little bit frustrating.
Maddening's a real good word for it, and then these guys will tell you I lose my mind on a lot of different stuff, and that's the thing. I told Fritzy on the radio after the game, we're close. These last two games, these guys really worked hard, really competed hard. But we take turns having little breakdowns. It's just a bunch of little things. It's not for those. It wasn't for the lack of competing hard, except for Wednesday night. We didn't compete like we needed to, so we didn't deserve to win that game. But if these guys are locked in and talking and communicating, that's the biggest thing. You don't want to give anybody easy baskets. Okay, that's first and foremost. And then if you make them take a tough contested shot and finish the possession, we're going to be good. But communication is huge and effort is huge, and the guys are working. We'll get it straightened out. We'll get a lot better at that end.
What do you guys think about that? What's your feeling on it?
Being out there on the floor, it's mainly communication. If there's a screen coming, somebody's going away, we're not rotating, and just that one word of saying help or ball and letting our teammate know that we got their help or we got the ball, that just saves us a half a foot or half a step or one step on there. So I think it's close, but it's still so far at the same time. And Coach really likes to work on defense, so I'm sure we'll look over this film and understand some of our mistakes and correct some things, and we'll get better at it, and we're looking forward to doing it.
Justin, anything on that?
I think we pinpointed it where it's communication. A lot of our breakdowns come because you're not calling switch or helping on screens and stuff like that. So when we are communicating, I feel like we're aggressive on defense, we're looking good, but when we have our breakdowns, it's our communication's not there. We're not talking and being loud on defense. So I think once we get that held down, start communicating more and being louder on D, things start coming around.
As players, can you self-motivate? The offense is there. I mean, the offense has been working pretty well. Can you self-motivate to tell yourselves, if we can just get this defense down a little bit, we can be pretty forceful? I mean, is that how you approach it, or is that a way you can approach it?
Yeah. When it comes down to it, it's us. Coaches can say all they want, but we're the ones on the court playing and stuff. So it's got to come from us. And we just got to start at 5 and work its all the way down the bench. Everybody's got to be communicating. People on the bench got to be talking to get us fired up on the court. And just it's going to be a collective effort from everybody on the team.
Anything on that, Jake?
Yeah. Like Gant said, it does need to start with the starting group, and that's something that might be a little off with us right now, and it starts with me. Devontae Brown and Christian Smith are some of our best defenders, and they come in off the bench. So we know they're going to defend, so some of us starters need to pick it up some, and myself a lot, and we know we can do it, and we're right there. Like I said, communication is key, and once we start picking that up and getting that going, then we'll be all right.
Anything else?